Hello, 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 everyone. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to our painting masterclass and brush set launch. I'm so excited. We are starting a little bit early today. So the official launch will happen in 10 minutes. So at 7 p.m. CET. But I'm here before that to say hi and to show you the brush set. I see some people here already. Welcome to the session. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you are from. Judy is here. Awesome. Congrats, Anastasia. Hi, everyone from Pennsylvania. Hi, Judy. It's so nice to see you here. Ophelia is here. Hi, hello. Nice, nice. So I think people will be joining in the next minutes. So we're a little bit early. So I wanted to say I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this moment for months, for such a long time. The brush set is finally here. And today I'm going to show you what's inside. I'm going to explain you every single thing about each one of the brushes. There are 8 brushes in this set. And there you go. So 8 wonderful brushes. 2 of these brushes are travel brushes. So I am beyond excited about these. And today we are going to paint a sketch together. So we're going to paint this banana bundle sketch. And you can paint with me, or you can just watch me painting and try it after. The replay of this session will be available for 48 hours. And all the live participants are getting a special 5% discount that will work just during the live session. And also a gift from me that I will be giving away at the end of this session. So let me check your comments. Anna is here from California. Hi, Anna. Noemi, Deborah from New Jersey. Awesome. People from Italy, Germany. Brita from Germany. Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining. And since we are early, I wanted to explain you a few things. So the official launch will happen at 7 p.m. CET, Central European Time, so in 10 minutes. It means that this is when you are going to be able to go to the link. The link for the brushes is pinned here on top of the chat, or you can also find it in the description of this live session. Also, you can also see the coupon code in the description. So this code will give you 5%, so an additional discount. So I wanted to let you know that the brushes are in a special pre-sale price today. So it's going to be $73 instead of $77. And live participants are getting this extra 5% discount and a gift from me. And I would recommend you to save your set, to secure your set as quickly as possible when the launch will open, so in 10 minutes, because these sets are limited edition and we're expecting high interest for these. That's why, since you are here in the live session, you are getting a privileged access to the launch, and you will be the first ones to be able to purchase your set. And once they're gone, they're gone. So I wanted to let you know that these are limited editions. There are 300 sets. And yeah, it's a really special set. So I cannot wait to present to you all the brushes. I'm going to wait a little bit until we officially start this live session. Also, Daniel from Craftamo, I think, is going to assist me today in the comments. So you can engage with me in the comments. Any questions you have, let them know. Let me know in the comments. I will be checking them periodically. And also, Daniel from Craftamo will be helping me out. So yeah, I'm gonna see your messages once again. Gloria from Canada. Hi, Gloria. Marie from Quebec. Awesome. Ophélie from Corsica. Susan. from UK, Dina from Yukon, Canada. Oh my God, Simona from Egypt. Edith from Vancouver, Canada. This is great. Awesome. The whole world. Grizu from Germany. Awesome. So glad that you are here. And today is going to be a super exciting session. So we're going to paint together. I'm going to show you how exactly to use each one of the brushes in the set. So there are 8 brushes, as I told you. And each one of these has quite of a particular use. So today is going to be really informative in terms of how to use the brush set, but also in general, because during the painting masterclass, the painting demo, I'm going to explain you the main watercolor techniques you can use with these brushes and in general to paint quick and expressive sketches realistically. So I think if you are interested in painting and with watercolor, this is going to be a very, very informative session. So 5 more minutes. Let me just check one thing here if my tech works. I prepared a little presentation for you guys so that you can grab the code. So I'm just gonna check if my presentation is nice and visible. I think so. Awesome. Everything seems to work. Letizia from France, Romania, Mitsura. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your names incorrectly. Craftamo. Hi. Awesome. I'm so excited, guys. This is the big day. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for these beautiful brush sets. I cannot wait to show it to you here live, but already the box is just gorgeous. When I saw the box, I was almost crying. It's so beautiful. And everything is designed by me and crafted with so much thought by Craftamo. So these are really unique sets. Every single part here is designed by me, both the cover illustration and the inside illustration. I'm going to show it to you real quick here. So these are all created with watercolor, and today I'm going to tell you my little tricks for quick sketching. And also one more cool thing about the set is that inside you have this card, and all the people purchasing the set will also get a free tutorial on how to paint this frangipani flower. So on the other side of the card, there is this QR code that I'm not going to show here. So it's only for those who will be purchasing. But by scanning this QR code, you will be able to access this tutorial to paint this flower and start using your watercolor set on practice. So I'm going to make sure I have all of my supplies. I'm also going to be quickly telling you what other supplies I use. So brushes are really, really important, especially if you are searching for a versatile set that is perfect both for your studio work and maybe if you also want to sketch outdoors, if you like travel sketching. I designed this set to respond to both needs. So you can create big, detailed, realistic paintings at home and use the travel brushes for painting outdoors. So this is a very unique thing about this set. And I was actually so excited when I asked Craftamo and they said that this was possible. I was over the moon because basically I designed a perfect brush set that I honestly dreamed of having, and now it was possible thanks to Craftamo. I'm going to check the comments again. Simone is asking which country do they ship from. Daniel, can you please answer this question, because I don't want to say stupid things. I know the shipping takes around a week to 2 weeks, I guess, but I will leave Daniel reply to this comment. Got it. Okay, I think the reply is here. We hold stock in multiple warehouses, some in USA, some Europe, so you get your order quickly. There you go. Carolyn Berlin, is shipping included in the price? I strongly believe yes. Daniel, can you please confirm that? Marianne, hi from Natick. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Awesome. And I think in 1 minute we are officially starting. I would suggest to you again to remember about the pinned link. So the link to purchase the set is here on top of the chat. And don't forget about the special coupon code that live participants are getting. So it's a 5% discount in addition to the special price that is already available. So as I said, it's 73 instead of 77. And you guys that are here with me live are getting an additional 5% discount. So for the coupon code, just make sure to check the description here on YouTube. So there's this coupon in the description, and I will also be showing it live in very shortly. So I guess the sale is officially live. I will check it as well because it was supposed to be at, yes, there you go. So I just checked it. And the sets are now officially available for purchase. So you can now add them to your card and check and pay for them and get them really, really soon. And in the meantime, I will be showing you what's inside and I will share how to use this set to the maximum. So we are officially live. The launch is officially here. The link that you were using before for the pre-order is now available for the final purchase, so you can go and purchase the set right now. And for those who are joining right now, welcome to the live session. So we started around 10 minutes ago, but you're not missing anything. So welcome to the live. Today we are having a live launch of my brand new brush set created in collaboration with Craftamo. Thank you so much, Craftamo, for making this dream come true. And in just a few moments, I'm going to present to you every single brush in the set. We are going to paint this banana bundle together using these brushes. I'm going to show you how to use these brushes, and I'm going to show you their potential on practice. And just one more announcement. The official sale is now open. And you, as live participants, you have a 5% code. So I see people ask for the code. I'm going to show it to you right now. Daniel is saying first sale is in. Thank you so much for your purchases. I'm going to show you the live presentation and show you the code right away. And we will pass to the painting real soon. So give me just a second so I can switch to my screen, and you are going to see this endless screen effect for just a moment, but that's going to go away. So for the coupon code, I'm going to go directly to the code since there are people asking for it. So remember, today's price is $73 instead of $77 plus 5% discount for live participants only. And this is the coupon code. So it's Natura5. Just type this code in at the checkout to obtain this 5% discount, so an additional discount. The link is pinned on top of this of the chat, or you can also find the link in the live session description. Or just in case, I also put the link here. So this is the link where you can go and find the sets. And in the meantime, I'm going to come to the beginning of the presentation, and actually I wanted to show my face once again since I see more people are joining. So welcome to the live session. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you are here today assisting to our live launch. Let me know where you're joining from, by the way. Piera Guerra, hi everyone. Hi Piera. Grizu Digital says, I'm happy got one set. Yay! Congratulations. Thanks, Daniel, for putting the code here in the chat. So remember, your code is Natura5. This is your code to get an additional 5% discount. And I think this is the time to start showing you the set. Finally, Daniel says we have over 230 people on the website now. Thank you. Awesome, guys. So excited. So let me show you the brushes. So the box, first of all, the box is really nice. When you hold it in your hands, it's super solid. There is this nice magnetic closing mechanism, which is really nice. And these are the brushes that are inside. So as I said, 8 brushes. And I will show you the brushes now one by one. So I think the best way to do it will be to switch to my other camera and to show them to you closely. So allow me just 1 second so I can switch to the other camera, and there you go. And I will be able to show you the brushes closely. So before we pass to the painting process and to the tutorial, I wanted to show you the brushes. So this is how the set looks from the inside. Here are the brushes. And as I said, the set features 8 brushes. Most of them are round brushes. So I want to emphasize that these are cruelty-free brushes. So synthetic brushes, and they're perfect not only for watercolor painting, but actually quite versatile. So the very important thing about these brushes that makes them very versatile for a variety of different subjects and techniques is the fact that the body of the brush, so you see the brush is round and it's quite thick in the middle, and then the tip is really, really pointy. You can see how sharp the tip is. So it's a very important thing. It allows you to create both big washes to cover big areas of paper with water or with color, and also create finest details with this tip. So this first brush I'm holding here is a really peculiar brush. It's a mop brush, soft mop brush, number 14. So it's quite of a big brush. And what is the difference between a normal brush and a mop brush is that mop brush is softer and it absorbs water better. So basically this brush is perfect for backgrounds, or every time you want to apply a big amount of water or color on your paper with a single brush stroke. So I'm going to show you how exactly to use this brush on practice, but this is one of my favorite brushes in the set, and it's just perfect. It's so versatile. So after this brush, I wanted to introduce you some other ones. So most of the brushes in the set are round brushes with a pointy tip. So similar to this mop brush, but these brushes, the other round brushes, are a little bit harder. So if the mop brush is really soft, which allows the bristles to hold water really well, other brushes that go from number 12 to number 2, meaning that you have a big variety of sizes, so you can create small sketches, big artworks, finest details. So we can go as small as this brush, so it's number 2. And for those of you guys who like fine details, who like to add these charming details to your paintings, this is going to be a perfect brush. And in general, round brushes are just perfect for watercolor painting, no matter the subject. So no matter if you are a nature-inspired artist or travel sketcher like myself, or if you like painting portraits, landscapes, architecture, basically anything, any subject. Round brushes with pointy tips is the most versatile brush in my opinion. And we have from 4 numbers here, so 12, 8, 4, and 2. This is about round brushes. Then I'm getting to the most exciting part, so to the travel brushes. But before, I wanted to show you this brush, which is quite unique, and it's the only flat brush in the set. This is half an inch, I guess. Yes, half an inch flat brush. And this brush is really amazing for landscapes, for cityscapes, urban sketching, and for covering big areas with water or with color. So for example, for the backgrounds. And also this brush is awesome for the textures. So in today's masterclass, I'm going to show you how to use all of these brushes. And for the texture, by the way, this is how I created the texture on the leaves of this banana bundle. So this brush allows you to create these line kind of textures in a matter of seconds. So you can do similar things with other brushes, but I just think this brush creates like a perfect texture and allows you to obtain this texture much quicker. And finally, we are getting to the two incredible brushes of this set. So we have the travel brush set, brush number 10, and the travel brush number 6. So this way we have all the brushes. So basically we have number 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2, which makes this set basically everything you need for watercolor painting. And then of course you have the flat brush and the mop brush. Let me demonstrate to you how the travel brushes work. So I am absolutely obsessed with these brushes. I'm going to open them and I'm going to show you how they work. So basically a travel brush is a brush that you can take the lid and you can close your brush this way, so that you can just simply throw it in your bag or even put it in your pocket. And this is it. You can not worry about the bristles to get damaged, because honestly, this is a pity when you bring your brushes with you while traveling, or if you want to sketch outdoors. Most of the times you will see that the bristles will get bended, they will get damaged, and it's very frustrating, especially if you, if it was your favorite brush. It's a very frustrated feeling. I had this feeling multiple times. That's why when I was designing my own set, I was just so, it was my dream of including the travel brushes there. And when Craftamo said it was possible, I was so happy. So I included 2 sizes, number 10 and number 6, because these are 2 most versatile brushes for traveling. So number 10 is quite big. It allows you to cover both big areas with color, to paint even on bigger formats, because you see the brush is quite big. For the number 6, it's smaller, and it's a long brush. So this brush is just perfect for adding the final details and every time you want to sketch on a smaller scale. So these 2 brushes are going to be your perfect travel companions. So I've been using these for the last month. So since I got the test set from Craftamo, I've been using all of the brushes, but those were my travel companions since I got the test set, and I am obsessed with them. I want to let you know that I've been traveling for 5 months in 2024, and I wish I had something like this during my travels, because I ruined a lot of my brushes during that trip. And I am now leaving on a new travel adventure very soon, and this is what I'm going to bring with me. Actually, I'm going to bring all of them. I'm going to bring the whole set, but if I will go and sketch outside, this is what I'm going to bring with me, these 2 brushes, number 10 and 6. Actually what you're getting is, I would say 2 sets in one, because these brushes alone are perfect for the travel adventures and every time you want to sketch outdoors. The rest of the set is perfect every time you want to be a little bit more comfortable and switch between the sizes more quickly, more easily. And especially if you work on bigger formats, these brushes are going to be super, super handy. And I see already comments from Daniel saying we are over 10% sold out. So guys, if you want to grab your set, make sure to hurry up. Today is the best price, so I remind you, today we have a special price plus 5% discount only for those who are here live right now. Remember that the code is Natura5 and it's somewhere here in the chat if you want to find it. It's also in the description of this live session. So this was a quick overview of the brushes. Again, I wanted to remind you about the card inside. So when you purchase the set, you are going to get a tutorial on how to paint these frangipani flower using this set. So all you will need to do is just to scan this QR code, and this will bring you to a free tutorial on how to paint these flowers using watercolor and your brand new Craftamo set. And today we are painting the banana bundle. So I think I can switch to my face again, where I can tell you a little bit more about the set properly, but with my face this time. I'm gonna switch gears just real quick. And very soon we are going to pass to the painting part of our session. Give me just a second. There you go. I'm gonna check your comments periodically as well. So if you want to ask something about the brushes, or in general, if you want to hang out and chat and ask something, go ahead. Don't forget the code 5%. Yes, Natura5 discount during the live only. Exactly. Is the ferrule seamless and double crimped? Great question. Judy. Yes, absolutely. So I hope you will be able to see it. It's double crimped, so it's really secure, and it's a very durable ferrule, so it's not going to fall off. I've been using these for the last months on a daily basis. I will not exaggerate, on a daily basis, and they are in perfect condition. So the ferrule is very secure and it's double, as you can see here. So it's the quality is amazing, by the way. Craftamo, your products are beautifully crafted. So yes, I hope I answered your question, Judy. Let me know if you have other questions. Ophelia says, so looking forward to this set. Thank you, Ophelia. Marie Neg Marcy saying hello, very interested by these brushes. Thanks for your interest, Marie Nej. If you have any questions, just let me know. So today is the special launch. We have a special price and a special discount only for live participants. So this is a very special thing for those who are here live. You have an additional 5% discount. Dorothea, does the tip of the travel brush cap have a hole to permit drying of these brushes while closed? So no, it does not have the hole, but by experience, actually I prefer it not to have the hole, because if you have the hole, in my opinion, there are like dust getting into the brush, and honestly, I've tried this before and I didn't really liked it. So this brush does not have it, but nothing happens actually. So you can, actually what I usually do is when I finish to paint with these brushes, I dry it with my paper towel. So I'm going to show you all of my supplies real quick, but what I always have with me when I travel sketch, I always have some napkins or just, paper, towel, something like this. I use them all the time when I paint, And after I finish the painting, what I do is I make sure I dry my brush. So I wash it first, I dry it with my paper towel, and then I just close it. And I make sure when I close it for the bristles of not getting, on the way. So I'm making sure I'm closing it nicely and I'm not rushing this process, but then it's done. And honestly, I did not have any problems with drying the brushes this way, I would say. So I hope I answered your question, Dorothea. Christine Torres said, bought my brushes. I'm from California. Congratulations, Christine. Thank you so much. I am so excited for your new set and what you will create using your set. By the way, if you are going to create artworks with your set, you can tag me. So my handle on Instagram is natura.illustrata. And make sure to use the hashtag. So this hashtag that you will have inside the box will allow us, so me and Craftamo, to check your artworks. And we are going to, this is going to be an additional chance for you to get featured on our pages. And I just love seeing what my students create. So if you are going to create some artworks using this set, please tag me and use the hashtag. Hello, can you also use it for gouache? Yes, you can. So as I said, this set is very versatile. I'm a watercolor artist, so I created it with mainly watercolor in mind. But these are synthetic brushes that you can use for a variety of different needs. Gouache included. You can use it with acrylics, with gouache. You can use it with ink. So yeah, absolutely. They are very versatile. I would just suggest to you, if you are going to use them both for gouache and for watercolor, to make sure to wash them really, properly after gouache. Or if you want to use them for both gouache and watercolor, you can use certain brushes for gouache and others for watercolor if you don't want to spend lots of time of washing your brushes every single time. This is my only, practical advice. Yolan is saying, I'm so happy I bought mine. Thank you, Yolan. Congratulations. All right, so let me switch to my presentation real quick again. I'm going to switch to my screen and face. You're going to see this endless screen for just 1 second. And yes, today is the big day. Finally. So you have the code. Remember, it's Natura 5% additional discount. And the link to get the sets is here in the description. I want to emphasize that this is limited edition, so once these brushes are gone, they're gone for good. So don't wait to grab yours. And also, one more thing I wanted to mention is there's a gift. So I would announce that there's going to be a gift for all the live participants. So for those of you guys who are going to stay till the end in this live session, I'm going to give you a PDF step-by-step tutorial of the banana bundle we are painting here today. So it's going to be a beautifully crafted PDF with lots of pictures. So all the process is documented with all the steps you need to take. And you are getting this absolutely for free if you are staying until the end of this session. So as a thank you from me for coming today. By the way, in case we haven't met, I'm Anastasia. And I'm a watercolor artist, book illustrator, and book author. I'm a mentor for creatives and top teacher on Skillshare. I teach watercolor painting. I teach art for creatives in general. I teach creative business for artists. But watercolor is one of my favorite topics in the world. So I wanted to tell you a little story. So before we pass to the demo, I wanted to tell you how was the creation of this custom brush set. So last year in 2024, I embarked on this incredible adventure. So I spent 5 months in the Southeast Asia where I was sketching on a daily basis. So I gave myself a promise that I will make one sketch every single day. And last time I did not have such an amazing set with me, and I wish I had it last time. So during my travels, I was using my old brushes, and even though I was able to create sketches, but during the trip I was wondering, oh, I wish I had, this brush, or I wish my set was like this and like that. So basically, this experience really allowed me to think about how I imagine my perfect brush set. And when Craftamo reached out and allowed me and proposed me this opportunity, I was over the moon, because basically my dream came true. So during these 5 months, I was able to visit 7 countries, create over 200 sketches, and fill 3 sketchbooks. So I'm going to show you some of my sketches in today's session real quick. So these are the 3 sketchbooks I brought from Asia. And this is a quick overview of what kind of sketches and what is my style. So you can see that I like expressive sketches, but I also like details. That's why, again, I created this set with this in mind. So here you can see some sketches that are pretty expressive, but at the same time, like the one on the left side is really detailed, and this is where the small brushes from this set come in really handy, but also the travel brush number 6 is perfect for adding details. So this is a quick overview of my sketches. And as I said, this is your ultimate brush set for both studio work and travel adventures. So the set features 8 brushes. 2 of these brushes are travel brushes. Here are some of my spreads. You can have a closer look on them here. By the way, this frangipani flower on the left side is the one that you can see on the card. So this is the tutorial you are getting, that it is included in your purchase. So you are getting free access to this tutorial of this frangipani flower. Again, on the back side of the card, there is a QR code to access the tutorial. And as you see here, this is an example of what you can create using these brushes. So nature-inspired art, botanical art, architecture sketches, landscape sketches, and so on and so on. Portraits, human beings, animals, botanicals, basically every creative need. Here are some of my spreads, and again, as you can see, this set will allow you to cover both big areas of color each time you want to create a big wash, or for a sky, for example, or like these more expressive backgrounds like here. And very importantly, the pointy tips will allow you to create even the finest details, like you can see here on this Angkor Wat temple illustration, or like on this sculpture here. So you can see that you can create these very fine details, like the crown of this lady, using actually multiple brushes. So not using only the smallest one, but I would say starting from number 6 to number 2, you can get pretty detailed there. And once again, remember, 5% discount today, Natura 5. You have the link pinned, and just remember that the coupon code is working only during the live session. So if you want to grab your set, don't delay if you want to get the best price, and make sure to secure your set. And finally, let's pass to the painting demo. I'm going to check your comments real quick before I switch to the painting. But if you want to paint with me, grab your art supplies, and I'm going to show you how to paint this banana bundle from scratch. So before that, I'm going to switch to my face real quick and check your comments. Carolyn says, got mine. Congratulations. 24% sold out. Guys, you'd better hurry up. So again, this is just, we have 30 minutes after the launch. and we are already 25% sold out. So I believe these sets will sell out real quick. So don't delay if you want to get yours. Just bought your beautiful brushes on their way to Alaska. Oh my goodness, please post some artworks. I would love to see your watercolor set in action. I'm so excited. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Marianne is asking what size sketchbook. So these are sketchbooks from Moleskine. This is usually what I use. And I believe these are in centimeters is 13 by 21, if I'm not making a mistake. This is from Art Series watercolor sketchbooks. This is what I use most of the time. And watercolor paper, very important. Tina is saying, I got it. Well, congratulations, Tina. I'm so excited. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to put them here in the chat. I'm going to check the questions during the whole session. So if you have any questions about the painting process or the brushes, let me know. Lori says, hi from Augsburg, Germany. Hello, hello. So, perfect. I'm so excited. Let me switch to my camera again and I will finally show you the brushes in action. So excited for this. Give me a sec. There you go. So I'm going to put my camera here so you can see what's happening on my desk. I'm going to adjust the light just to make sure everything is give me just a moment. Okay, I think this looks good. And I'm going to use just regular sheet of paper, not my sketchbook paper. This is Arch's 300 grams cotton watercolor paper. You can also use cellulose for your brush sets, for your paintings, but I would say cotton is best quality. Finally, let me show you the brushes closer here again. So I'm going to put them here one by one. And I'm going to start with the mop brush I showed you in the beginning, so number 14. Then we have the 1/2 inch flat brush and all the round brushes. So from number 12, number 8, number 4, and number 2. And I think here you can see the points and how the brushes look like. And finally, 2 travel brushes. So number 10, which should be here by size, but I'm going to put it here just to set it aside, and then number 6. So these are the brushes included in the set. And again, I'm going to show you how these work. So you just take the lid off and you close it, and you are ready to go and put it in even in your pocket. So honestly, you don't even need to grab a bag with you if you want to sketch with these. So let's dive right in. As for the other supplies, I'm going to show you what I will be using. So if you are into travel sketching, I'm going to show you a really cool thing. If you've ever been to my master classes, you know that I love using this travel sketching, this travel palette. So it's a foldable palette. It consists of 2 sections. So one is with colors. So you see that you have 15 colors here, and then the other portion of the palette is actually for mixing your colors. So if you've been following me, you know this is what I use on a daily basis for travel sketching. Also, if you are into travel sketching, I wanted to tell you real quick that I just released my brand new course called Travel Sketching Academy, and for 24 hours only, there is a 20% off on this course. So if you want to use your brushes on practice real quick, and if you want to dive deeper into travel sketching, I would say it's a perfect match. It's a perfect it's a perfect match. So you can grab the brushes, grab the Travel Sketching Academy with 20% discount. The link is here in the description of the YouTube session if you are interested. and you can start to use them on practice right away. As for the colors, one thing I wanted to mention is that to be able to use this travel palette, you need to use watercolors from tubes. So again, the brush set is not only for watercolors. So there was a question about about gouache, I think. So you can totally use it for gouache. But I'm going to show you what I use for watercolors. So I use these watercolors in tubes. These are in more liquid form. And I'm going to show you how to use them. So to fill the palette, you can simply open the tube and squeeze some color there. This is how you use it. I think the image was a little bit blurry. I think now it's better. Something got wrong with my camera. So I'm going to show you once again how to fill your palette with colors. I have 15 colors in this palette, and it's more than enough for travel sketching and actually for painting in general. Actually, I got so used to this limited color palette that I use it on a daily basis, even in my studio. And a very important thing is that it's really nice to have some primary colors in your set. By primary colors, I mean yellows. So I just squeezed yellow and ochre that is also quite yellow. And other primary colors are red and blue. So primary because you cannot mix two colors and obtain a yellow, or you cannot mix two different colors and obtain a red or blue. That's why they're called primary. For the secondary colors, we have green, for example. So green can be obtained by mixing yellow and blue. But I also like to use a ready mixed green. So for example, this one is from Nevskaya Palitra White Nights. And for today's painting demo, again, I want to remind you we're painting this banana bundle. We are going to need just a few colors. So we are going to need some greens and some yellows, and then occasionally we will need some blues and something brown. So for the colors we're going to use today, green, cadmium yellow, or lemon yellow. We will also need raw sienna or something similar, and some blue. I usually like cobalt and indigo, sorry. Cobalt or ultramarine and then indigo. So these are pretty standard colors. I bet you have most of them in your standard watercolor set. And if you don't have them, feel free to use something similar. It's not going to be a big deal. And let's dive right in. So I will start from the quick pencil sketch. Marianne is saying, just bought my brush set. Thank you, Marianne. I'm so excited. I assumed as much. It's hard to distinguish quality on Amazon though. If you speak about the palette, Emily Young is saying, where does one find a cute little palettes like this? I get just search travel palette on Google. Yes, you're right, Emily. So for finding these palettes, honestly, most of them are like made in China. So it's I would say the quality is fine. The palette gets a little bit bended over time though, if used constantly. This is what happened with mine. But these are fairly inexpensive, so you can replace them periodically. But yeah, I found mine on Amazon and I just searched for foldable small travel color palette, and you will get some options. I suggest you wooden ones, not plastic ones. And then I suggest you the one with 15 colors, because there are other ones even smaller with like tiny sections for color. But I believe this one is more convenient because this size here for mixing colors is not huge, but I would say it's enough for mixing colors. The ones that are even smaller, this mixing part is really tiny, so I would not go smaller than that. So that said, let me start sketching. I have my reference picture here. I'm gonna open it on my iPad. this is the reference we are using today. So this banana bundle. And I will show you how you can use the brushes to paint both the background. I'm going to show you how you can simplify the background and make it look interesting, expressive, and also paint it quickly. So my goal here is to show you a quick sketch. So it will take us around half an hour for the sketch. And I love making these kind of short, quick demos just because I know how life gets busy, and you know, oftentimes we don't have hours a day to practice sketching or to stay creative, to stay connected with our creative sides. And in my opinion, it's really important to teach people how to obtain quick results. This is also why I created Travel Sketching Academy. This course is filled with these kind of quick exercises, quick sketching ideas, so that you can sketch on a go or even in your studio without, you know, necessarily needing hours a day. And our brush set will be a perfect companion on this learning journey or on your creative journey in general. So first, before we start to paint, I will prepare a pencil sketch. So for the pencil sketch, what I use is just a regular graphite pencil, any brand, HB or B, 2B is fine. I mean the hardness of pencil. This is B, which means soft. I also have a kneadable eraser. This is how it looks like when it's new. This is how the eraser looks like when it's used. So kneadable eraser is just, is pretty similar to a normal eraser. But the difference is that kneadable eraser is much softer, and you see you can shape it in any shape you want and easily erase without damaging your paper, and also lift some excessive pencil if needed. I'm gonna show you in just a few moments what I mean by that. So that's it. That's all we need for the sketch. So let's jump right into the sketching process. What brands of paint does everyone use? Great question, Craftamo. I'm using White Nights, just to let you know. My main set is White Nights, and then I have several colors from different brands, such as Sennelier, French brand, absolutely love it. I have some colors from Winsor Newton. I have some colors from Daniel Smith. Yeah, this is personally what I use. And let's dive into the sketching. So first, what I like doing is defining the area where my sketch will be. So I'm eyeballing this area here in the middle of my sheet of paper. This is where I want to place my sketch. Then I will start with the main big shapes. So I want to sketch the bundle and make sure it's in the middle. And I'm starting with this line. This line will represent the general movement of the bundle. Then I will outline this circle, I would say, which is the main portion. So this is the banana bundle itself. So this is the stem and this is the banana bundle. For now, you see it's just an oval, nothing really fancy. So with painting and with watercolor painting, we always start from basic, so from general shapes to details. Just like with brushes, you will see that we will start with big brushes to cover big areas of color, and we will finish with small brushes once we get into the details. So it's very important. This logic applies both to drawing and to painting as well. So after identifying the big shapes, I will start to outline the leaves. So I'm just gonna, create these few lines and just quickly outline these banana leaves. I'm not going to sketch them the exact same way I see them on my reference. I'm going to just create an illusion of leaves. I want to make this sketch quick and expressive. And I think the main character of this sketch is the banana bundle, not the leaves. The leaves are just the surroundings, so I would say the decoration. That's why I would focus my main attention on the bundle. Then once the main shape is identified, I'm going to divide it into these 3 levels. So I see on my reference, I'm going to show it to you real quick. You see that we have these 3 levels of bananas. So number 2, 1, 2, 3. This is what I'm sketching right now. So again, from basic to detailed. So once identified the big shape, I can then start identifying the smaller areas. But you see, even now, I don't draw any individual bananas just yet, because this is what we are going to do on the later stage of this sketching process. I'm also going to identify the end of the bundle, and then finally there's this portion of the stem. I see people are telling what colors they're using. Schminke, Sannelier, Isarosh, Winsor Newton, awesome. Daniel Smith, Phoenix, Winsor Newton again. Sannelier, I think we are using quite similar colors. This is cool. So meanwhile, I'm sketching this tip of our banana bundle. By the way, just to remind you, the recording of this session will be available for the next 48 hours. So if you want to rewatch the masterclass, if you want to paint with me, just make sure to do it in the next 48 hours, because then after that, the access to the replay will expire. So I suggest you to do it in the next days. And then if you stay till the end of the session, I want to remind you that there's a gift. There is a free PDF tutorial of this banana where I'm creating right now. So just an additional bonus to say thank you for coming to the live launch. This is a very special day for me, and thank you for sharing this this day with me. Thank you for purchasing the sets. I am really excited for you, and I cannot wait to see what you will create. Remember to use the hashtag to tag me, and I'm really looking forward to see what you will be able to create with these sets. Meanwhile, while I was talking, I started to outline the individual bananas. So for the individual bananas, to make it simple, this is how they can look. So 2 lines, a little tip like this, and then this round lower part. This is more or less a shape of a single banana. And all you need is just to place them around these circular levels, these 3 levels, these 3 layers. So this is what I'm going to do. I started from this level, but then I will switch to this one. And basically my goal right now is just to fill these levels pretty much uniformly. Also, one more question I wanted to ask. So Daniel asked a question about what watercolors you're using. I also want to know whether you consider yourself a beginner, an intermediate, or a more advanced artist. I am really interested in knowing it. So if you want to share this with us, put it in the chat. I want to specify that this tutorial, so this masterclass, is suitable to all skill levels. And usually what I try is to show that drawing and painting is for everyone, no matter your age, no matter your skill level, no matter your location, no matter your experience level. Everything is possible. And my goal as an art teacher is to make it as simple as possible. And to encourage you, just to do little steps every single day. So what I want to emphasize is that consistency is really, really important in everything in life, probably, but in art as well. And I'm here to help you develop this consistency, and also to give you the instruments and the tools for finding these little moments, even 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day for practicing, And I promise this is what will bring you a long way. So I am, as I said, I'm top teacher on Skillshare. I have several thousands of students on Skillshare, and I also lead online courses, in-person courses for several years already. My main course is called Make Art with Confidence. A lot of people in this live session, by the way, are from the course. Hi, Judy. Hi, I'm probably not seeing all the people. Ina and many others took Make Art with Confidence course. And my latest course is on travel sketching, because I think this is a really exciting topic. And if you want to integrate traveling and art in your life, and even if you're not traveling, even if you not travel a lot, Travel Sketching Academy is still a wonderful course just to get this consistency. So this course is basically for anyone who wants to document their life, their daily life on the pages of their sketchbooks. And it's a really beautiful feeling to be able to flip through the pages of your sketchbook from years from now, and this is a magical feeling. And I experienced it when I brought these 3 sketchbooks from Asia. Even now, I think we 7 or 8 months passed from the trip. But even now, when I flip through these pages, it feels like magic. I instantly remember the atmosphere of the places, and every single sketch reminds me of a story of the day where I sketched it, even the smells. And to me, this is pure magic. So this is why I created Travel Sketching Academy, and this is why I created this set. Again, perfect for both studio work and traveling. And in the meantime, as you see, the sketch is ready. Basically, I added all the bananas to the different layers. I sketched the leaf. I'm going to maybe add one more leaf here behind. And this is probably it for the pencil sketch, and I think we can pass to painting. I'm going to show you how to use the kneadable eraser real quick. So I think my sketch is actually fine. So this method is for those who worry about the pencil to be visible through watercolor. So this is what you can do. You can squeeze your kneadable eraser, make it look like a little roll, and then roll it on top of your paper surface, and you see what happens. It kind of absorbs, it takes the excess of pencil, and your drawing gets lighter, but you don't completely erase the lines. So you can still see the drawing, but it's not that dark, and you are not risking to completely erasing it. So I use this method all the time. It's really, I find it really helpful. And this, I would say, is the perfect timing for starting to paint. I still see the sketch, but now it's not going to be visible through watercolor as much. And this is when I can start to paint, finally. So actually, let me see, maybe I'm going to use a bigger palette for mixing colors so that you can see the colors nice and big. And we are going to start from the biggest brush in the set, this mop brush, number 14. So if you remember in the beginning of the session, I told you that this is the brush that is perfect for backgrounds, for big areas of color, and that this brush is holds water really well. So I'm going to prepare this brush. First of all, I just washed it from water, and this is what I'm going to use for the background. But actually, what I will start, I changed my mind. I'm going to start with number 12. So with a normal round brush, because I would like to start with the bundle. I'm going to start with the banana, and then we are going to paint the background. Also, this is a really nice tip if you are struggling how to pair your sketches with your backgrounds. This is one of the options. What I usually do, I usually start with the subject and then I add a background at a certain point. So if you stay tuned, you will see when. Let's mix the color. I'm going to mix a light green, light yellow color. Also, one more thing I wanted to say is that I always have my paper towels, napkins around. So if I accidentally, drop some water on my paper, I can easily correct it. And for the green, I am going to use lemon yellow, or you can use cadmium yellow. Feel free to use one or another. And I'm going to add just a touch of green. So in White Nights, this called just green. In other brands, oftentimes this color is called sap green. It's a very neutral, versatile green color. And this is color number 1 that we are going to use, so light green color. Then I'm going to create 2 other mixes right away. So basically mix number 2 is going to be really similar to mix number 1, but there will be more pigment, so more color and less water in this mix. This is a very important thing. So watercolor is all about the balance between color or pigment and water. This is very important. And I will also add a touch of blue to this mix, so some cobalt. There you go. By the way, I'm going to check your comments real quick. I see Nana is here. Hi there. Happy to finally get the brush set. I'm so excited, Nana. Awesome. Thank you so much. One question here, the flat brush, what specific quality does it have? Awesome question, Nana. So I'm going to show you in action what it does. But shortly saying, this brush is perfect for landscape. So covering, for example, for painting the sea, painting the sky, painting the buildings. So this square shape is perfect for buildings. And each time there is like a more, if you want to get more geometrical kind of feel of your strokes. But this brush is also great for different textures. For example, we are going to create the texture on the leaves of the bundle using this brush today. And I'm going to show you how you can use it for botanicals. And yeah, it's a very versatile brush as well. Katarine says she will watch the replay, of course. And then I see people are answering about what their skill level is. Thank you so much for participating in this poll. Carolyn says beginner, Ina intermediate, beginner advanced, beginner intermediate, permanent beginner. Katarine is saying absolutely fine. Amateur, usually using Winsor Newton. Craftamo is asking, what's your biggest struggle, pain points as an artist? Wow, that's a really interesting question. Really philosophical, I would say. I'm going to answer it right now. Rosa is intermediate. Maria is intermediate. Pilenine, beginner, going better. Absolutely wonderful. Perfect. So, I'm going to answer the question about the struggle in just a moment, but I wanted to finish to mix the third color first. So I have this medium green, and now I want to mix a darkest green. So for the darkest green, I'm using green and ultramarine or cobalt. That's it. So these 2 colors. And I'm going to start applying the colors and answering to the questions. So I'm going to explain you what is the thing we're doing here. So I want to create light and shadow effect on this bundle. So if you look at the reference, you see that the right side of the bundle is lighter than the left side. And for quick sketching, it's really important that you create the contrast between light and shadow. This is what will make your sketches look 3D in a short amount of time. This is really important. So these are all concepts I'm teaching inside Travel Sketching Academy. But yeah, real quick, there are other principles you need to follow to make your sketches look realistic in a short amount of time. But one of the most important ones is this one. So create contrast between light and shadow. That's why we are going to create this color graduation from light green to dark green. And you see I covered 1/3 of the bundle with the light color, and then I switched to the darker color. And I'm going to apply this darker color to until I reach the 2/3 of the bundle. After that, I'm going to switch to the third color, which is the darkest one. And without letting this wash to dry completely, I'm going to add this color. And you see, this brush is really perfect for doing it. You see that with one single stroke, I can create these round shapes that replicate the shape of the banana. And then with the tip, you see, I can instantly adjust the tips. So this is where the power, I would say, of the pointy tip and round brush really comes handy. So in a matter of seconds, I would say, we were able to create this color graduation from light to dark using our brush number 12. So this is the biggest round brush in the set. After this, we are going to switch to a smaller brush. I'm going to use number 8 this time. Or actually, let's try the travel brush. Let's try the number 10 since it's bigger. And as you can see, when I hold it, it is the feel of it is just like a normal brush. The advantage is that you can fold it and carry it with you easily. But in terms of comfort in painting, it's it's very light, and you don't even realize you're painting with a foldable brush. So it's really nice. You feel it really nicely in your hand, I would say. And for the rest, it works exactly just like the normal brush. So I am putting water on it. And I'm going to use this brush to cover the stem with this light yellow color, the lightest color we created so far. And I'm going to use the same color for the leaves. So I'm just going to go and roughly paint the leaves. Actually, for the leaves, maybe I'm going to switch to the bigger brush, actually even the mop brush, because I want to cover the leaves in a really quick, short amount of time. So, excuse me. You see, with one single stroke, I can create the leaf. There you go. And then with the tip, I can create the stem of the leaf. So even the mop brush is also really versatile. And then I will also create this little leaf here. For now, this is enough. And I think at this point, we can pass to painting the background. And I will keep using the mop brush for this reason. I just need to mix a big amount of color for the background. I'm going to mix some green and some yellow. And in the meantime, I'm going to reply to the comment here. So what is the biggest struggle as an artist? I would say time management. This is not, I think this is a struggle for a lot of artists, especially when you do it professionally. So I'm a professional artist, full-time artist, and art teacher, and I would say business coach as well for creatives. So there are different aspects of my work and business I need to manage. I have a team to manage, and I would say, having the time for my own creativity and having the time for my creative business and my, educational projects and other things, I would say yes. And for me, by the way, what was this thing that allowed me to fill this gap and really to find time for my own creativity is travel sketching. I'm obsessed with sketching, and I'm obsessed by traveling. I love traveling. I am now leaving in South America really soon, in a few days. Where I'm going to spend the next months. I'm going to travel, work, and sketch during these months. I'm so excited. I'm going to bring this brush set with me. So yeah, for me, the response to this stress of needing to you know, balance between work, business, and art was travel sketching. So this way, I think I will introduce this one sketch a day rule once again. I'm going to make one sketch a day during my trip, and now I have the perfect brush set to be able to do it, because last time in Asia I was only dreaming about having it, and now I have it in my hands. So I cannot wait to bring it with me. So that said, I mixed two colors, one light and one dark, very similar to those I mixed for the banana, but even brighter, I would say. So this one is lemon yellow with green, and this one is green with ultramarine or cobalt. Now, what I will do, I will cover the background around my banana bundle with pure water, and I'm going to use the wet in wet technique to paint the background. So for the wet in wet technique, there is one important thing you need to know, is that you need to work quickly, and that you need to make sure you apply a necessary amount of water on your paper. And usually what's the struggle with wetting your paper is that with smaller brushes, so with these brushes, it will take you forever, basically, because they don't hold the water as good as the mop brush. So that's why the mop brush is perfect for backgrounds, because it holds a ton of water, and you will be able to cover big areas of paper with water or with color in a very short amount of time. So I am basically done with covering the background. You can also use the flat brush, by the way, to doing the same thing. Actually, flat brush can also allow you to give your backgrounds a certain look. So if you want your strokes of the background to be more, to be more square, this is how you can do it, using your flat brush as well. So this is one more use of this brush, filling the backgrounds. But I'm going to stick to the mop brush for now. This is also the brush you can use to start applying your colors. For example, I just took the light yellow color, and I will start applying it to this left portion of my sketch to kind of imitate leaves that are behind, and to blend my sketch with the background a little bit more. So this is when I usually start to paint the background, once I added a first layer of color to my main subject. This is when I start to paint the background. And as you can see, using the wet in wet technique, my color starts to bleed, and I see these interesting effects that are getting created. I can also use like these more expressive strokes with the same brush. I can use dots to create texture. So this is where you can get really creative. The wet in wet technique is a perfect technique to start a painting, I would say, and for adding interesting, expressive backgrounds to your sketches. I would say now I don't feel really comfortable of continuing with the mop brush. I think it's a bit too big for these areas where I need more control. So I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. I'm going to switch to number 6, so travel brush number 6. In the meantime, Craftamo is reminding, at this rate there will be at this rate the brushes will be gone in the next 24 hours. Thank you everyone for your support. Yes, thank you so much for your support. Please remember that these brushes are limited edition. And based on the sales progress, I think they're going to be gone really soon. Craftamo is saying over 70 people have already grabbed theirs. Perfect. Awesome. And yeah, as I said, this is only 1 hour after the launch. So if you are considering getting your set, please don't delay, because I don't want you to be disappointed and not getting it if you wait too much. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you how the travel brush number 6 works. So my background is still wet and I can continue covering, painting the background. So to get in these more like small areas, I need to switch gears, and I switch to a smaller brush. So number 6 in this case. And the small tip allows me to get there without worrying to accidentally covering something I don't want to cover. So I'm also going to use this brush around this leaf over here. There you go. There you go. And I think we are getting a nice and expressive background here. I'm really satisfied with how it's turning out. Maybe I'm gonna add a few lines and strokes here just to emphasize that there are like other leaves behind. Something like this. So with backgrounds, you can really get creative. Then I have still this portion of the background wet, so I want to emphasize how long the paper remains wet when you use the mop brush for watering that area. This is actually pretty impressive, and I'm going to paint that area as well. I'm going to go in between of these individual leaves and make sure I have some color there as well. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can engage with me in the chat. Daniel from Craftamo is answering live as well, so any questions, feel free to ask. I'm also going to be answering your questions periodically during this session. And for now, this is where we're at. So we have the background is painted. And let's add some texture to the leaves. So this is where the flat brush will come in really handy. So there was a question by Nana, I think. She was asking how to use the flat brush. So I'm going to show you one of the ways of how you can use it. So let's create the texture on the leaves. First, you can use a big, you can use it as a flat brush. So for example, I'm going to use one of the colors I have on my palette, and I'm going to apply it to some areas of the leaves. For example, here. And you see, my strokes are getting a nice and well-defined square shape. So this can be really cool for the textures. So for example, the banana leaves, they have these lines on their like natural veins that go in this direction. So you can also add these lines with the side of this brush. So this is one more cool aspect of this brush. Look here. So just by tapping with the side of the brush, you can get this line texture that is really typical for banana leaves in a matter of seconds. And just, you know, this is really hard to create actually with round brush. I think it's possible to make like thin lines, but it's going to take you much more time, and your lines are never going to be that perfect as with this brush. So it's just a really easy way of adding textures. And you can also paint with the side of your brush. Look, so you can create long lines with the same brush. So a lot of times people don't really know how to use these flat brushes, but I would say, especially if you want to paint architecture, paint landscapes, paint cityscapes, or even for like these things like textures, this is a super handy brush. I would say it's a specific brush, so I rarely create a piece using only this brush, because if I want to start painting these individual bananas, this brush is not going to help me, because I could try to paint with the corner of this brush, but it's not really handy. That's why we have this nice variety of all the round brushes that are perfect for these kind of details. And we have only one flat brush. So this flat brush is quite versatile. The size, it's not too big, it's not too small. So I would say it's the only small brush you would need if you paint with watercolor. If you paint with gouache or something else, I would say also one flat brush is enough, and then you can make everything else with the round ones. So in the meantime, let's pass to painting the bananas again. So I'm happy with the background, I'm happy with the leaves, and now I want to show you how to add realism to the bananas. To do that, I'm going to switch to my brush number 4. Number 4 is a wonderful size. It's not too small like number 2, because number 2 is really for the tiniest details. Number 4 still allows you to cover some areas with color. So for example, small areas like this area in between the layers of banana. I'm gonna grab the dark green color I have on my palette, and I'm gonna use it to cover this layer first, this layer in between the first and the second layer of bananas. And number 4 is a perfect choice for this. So the tip is quite long and thin, so I can easily paint around these front bananas, because the trick here, I don't want to cover the front ones. I'm using the principles of negative painting here, so that the front bananas stand out, and that the shadow in between these banana levels is visible. By the way, speaking about bananas, in Travel Sketching Academy, the course I mentioned, we have a full spread dedicated to a banana tree, where we also paint a banana bundle, but a different one, and then we paint a whole banana tree and also a bungalow. So I'm going to show you this spread real quick, because this is a spread inspired by my trip in Asia, and I absolutely wanted to teach how to paint it, so I'm going to show it to you real quick. This is the spread. I hope you see it. So this is the bungalow. By the way, this effect here, this water effect, was created using a big mop brush, or you can use a flat brush to obtain it. And then there is this full banana tree we create inside the course. Inside Travel Sketching Academy, we also create this spread. So you will learn how to paint water, how to paint flying birds and other animals. You will learn how to paint portraits and human figures, some botanicals, some scenes. These were inspired by markets in Asia. Yeah, so also architecture spread. This is where the flat brush, by the way, could be really handy. Yeah, these are the spreads from the course. So again, just to remind you, the brushes and the course are the perfect match. The brushes are selling out really quick. So if you want to grab the brush set with the best price and to grab it in general, make sure to do it as quickly as possible, because these are going to sell out quickly. And as for the Travel Sketching Academy, there's just a special offer of getting 20% discount on this course in the next 24 hours only. Just wanted to remind you about this opportunity. And by the way, this is the brush set I use to paint all the lessons inside Travel Sketching Academy. So there again, these two products are a perfect match, especially if you would like to establish a consistent sketching routine, if you want to have this additional motivation for sketching every day, or at least more often, and really find time for your creativity without necessarily spending long hours practicing. Of course, practice is important, but again, my goal with everything I do with this brush set, with the Travel Sketching Academy, is showing you how you can obtain results quickly. So while I was talking, I filled these first 2 layers of bananas with color, and I'm also proceeding of covering some of these here. And I'm going to darken this left side of this stem as well, just to create some light and shadow effect there as well. I'm also going to cover this whole lower portion, so this tip, using the same brush, number 4. One more great thing about the brushes, by the way, is that there are, I would say it's a perfect balance of softness and rigidness. I don't know how to say it. But these are like soft enough, so flexible enough to make beautiful strokes, but also hold the shape really nicely. And also these are not the brushes that you're going to use like 2 times and then they're gone. I had some brushes like this that were looking nice when you purchased it, that the tip was pointy and the brush was performing nicely and so on and so on. And then unfortunately, after a while of using them, I had to throw them away, or use them to apply masking fluid instead, because they were no longer usable for watercolor painting, because the tip used to wear out super quickly and they would lose their shape super quickly. And I have to say, with these brushes, it's not the case at all. So this is what I've been using for the last months, and I'm using them quite intensively. Both the travel brushes and the other brushes, and they're like new, so nothing happens to them. That's why thanks to Craftamo team for such a wonderful such a wonderful quality, such a wonderful products you're making, and they're really a joy to use. And this is what I wanted to say, that this is the set you need to invest in once, and then you can use it for years to come. And as I said, I tried lots of brushes throughout my journey, and I was even, satisfied with just simple synthetic round brushes. But I would say the problem of all of these regular synthetic brushes is that they're wearing out so quickly, which is not the case of these ones. And even the brushes of the same price point, not limited edition, just regular brushes, or even more expensive than these, perform less good, I would say, and last less. That's why I want to emphasize that you're really getting a really good value for the money you're paying. And then not only you're getting the wonderful brushes, you're also getting the limited edition packaging made, custom made by me. You're getting the free tutorial that is inside on the card. You are getting the 2 travel brushes, which is probably, I've never seen a set that would combine both like studio brushes and travel brushes in one set for such a good price. Honestly, usually you can find just the travel sketches, the travel brushes alone. Usually they cost maybe not like the whole set, but for sure like half of the set. And here you have them included, and you have 2 different sizes. So yeah, it's a really good value for what you're getting. And in the meantime, I keep adding details with brush number 4. You see that now I switched to adding shadows in between these individual bananas. And number 4 is perfect. I'm not going to switch to number 2 just yet. I'm going to wait a little bit. Number 4 is enough for these details I'm adding now. There you go. And you see how our banana bundle is taking shape, is getting the shape. The background created an interesting and expressive look, and now with the fine details, we will make our sketch look refined and realistic. And I'm going to answer your questions real quick. I just see Marie Nej Mercies asking, just purchased the brush set. Congratulations, Marie Nej. Thank you so much. But I don't find the 25% discount. So the 20% discount is on Travel Sketching Academy. So for the brushes, there is 5% off coupon, which is Natura 5. And for the Travel Sketching Academy, the discount is already applied. Just make sure to visit the link here in the description of this YouTube live. There is a link, you can click on it, and the price you will see is already discounted. And just remember that the price is discounted by 20% just for the next 24 hours. So if you want to pair the brush set with Travel Sketching Academy, this is the perfect moment for doing so. And this is where we're at right now. What I want to do is I want to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to take brush number 8. Number 8 is a wonderful brush. It's really versatile. Actually, when I was creating my set, I was hesitant whether making the 8 travel brush or the 10 travel brush. So at the end, I decided making the 10 travel and then the 8 normal, so that we have a nice difference between the 6 and the 10. Because 8 and 10 are too similar. That's why I put a lot of thought in this set, and I thought about different variations, but at the end, I'm super happy with the final decision. And brush number 8, I would say, is the ultimate, is the perfect brush for studio work. This is the brush that you will be using a lot, I promise, because it's not too big, it's not too small, and it has a pointy tip. So basically, you can even use only this one brush to create a single sketch. Maybe you will need to be a bit more careful in some areas, and maybe it will take you a little bit more time to add the water, but it's doable. That's why I want to emphasize how versatile number 8 is. And I'm going to use number 8 to add shadows on these individual bananas. So I'm going to mix these two colors together, the light green and the dark green, and I'm going to obtain this medium green color, quite watery. And I'm going to add this color to the left side of these individual bananas. And because watercolor is translucent, you see this will add depth and just will allow me to create light and shadow effect on the individual bananas really quickly using just one single stroke. And my brush number 8. See that? So just 1, 2, 3 strokes, boom, there you go, you have the bananas. And instead of looking flat, just like flat, circles, they now look 3-dimensional with, again, one simple stroke. And I think I also want to add some, shadow here a little bit more. I was able to do it with one stroke. And I want to add some shadow to this whole back leaf, so it's a little bit more behind, kind of. So I can do it also with one single stroke. And finally, we can pass to finalizing the sketch and adding the final details. First, I would like to get my brush number 6 again, so the travel brush, and finish the tip. I'm going to add these existing colors I have on my palette, and I'm going to paint the left side of the tip. Actually, the whole tip. I think it needs to be darker. And I instantly gave it this color. And there is this little element on the left side I would like to paint with the same brush. And finally, there are these little like hair lines. I will create them with the brush number 2, just a little bit later. I'm gonna wait for that. And in the meantime, I think the banana bundle got already dry. I can start adding colors to in between these individual layers of bananas even more. Ina says, I just finished the payment. Thank you so much for your support. Ina, of course. Perfect. I think there was Daniel from Craftamo was assisting with the sale. Thank you so much for that. Awesome. I'm glad you sorted it out. And I just mixed a darker color, so some green with some cobalt, to obtain a color similar to this one we were already using before in this session. And I'm going to use this color to add like final touches in between these banana layers, especially on the left side. So remember that the left side is our shadow side, and it's quite important because what is in the shadow is typically darker. So that's why you see not only the bananas are darker on the left side, but also the shadow in between them is also darker there. So with these simple tricks that I also explain in great detail in the Travel Sketching Academy, you can paint sketches quickly and still make them look realistically. So for this sketch, I am aiming for like half an hour. This is the usual length of these kind of sketches. Some sketches can be longer, especially if it's portraits. These may take a little bit longer. But for botanicals, honestly, half an hour is a good amount of time for creating a sketch. There you go. So I added some of this black to the left side especially, and I'm also going to add some of it to emphasize these like individual bananas on the right side. And we are getting to the details, and if you have a closer look on the bananas, you can see that they have these little dry tips. And we will soon paint them using our smallest brush in this set. But before, I want to add some I want to add one more color to the bundle, so to the leaf and to these leaves, just to add some variety, because now our sketch is pretty much yellowish, greenish, yeah, and with a touch of blue. I would like to add something warm to this sketch. So I'm going to take some raw sienna. It's going to give me this orangey color, and it's a warm color. So remember, we were speaking about the contrast in this masterclass, and I was telling you the importance of light and shadow contrast. So in addition to light and shadow contrast, temperature contrast is also really important. So when you have cold colors such as blues, maybe cold greens on your painting, it's always nice to add some warmth, like some warm colors to your sketch, just to diversify it just a little bit. So I will use this raw sienna to add this additional color to my sketch and make it look even more interesting. So I'm gonna add it to some areas, not everywhere, especially on the leaves. And I'm using the same travel brush number 6. So the brush number 6 is wonderful if you have a small format. For example, this is usually what I use on this smaller moleskin format. Most of my sketches, like a lot of my travel sketches, are created using only this brush, or I start with number 10 for the backgrounds, and I finish with number 6. So by the way, I would say this is the last 15 minutes. I would say 15 to 20 minutes to get your set with a special discount. Remember that today's price is the best price you will ever get on these sets. In addition to that, live session participants only are getting 5% discount. So additional discount, remember about it. It's Natura 5. You need to apply it at checkout to get this additional discount. And live session participants are also getting a bonus from me if they are staying until the end of this session. So stick with me. And I see Craftamo is saying 300 units, 86 gone. Yes, once they are sold, that's it. No second chances. Don't be the one wishing you grabbed yours. Yeah, I would say this is not, to stress you out, guys. But if you want your set, make sure to act quickly, because again, once they're gone, once they're gone, they're gone. And we worked really hard, the Craftamo team, myself, we worked really hard during these months to create them, imagine them, design them, create the packaging. And these are limited editions. So really, again, in terms of the quality you're getting, in terms of what you're getting inside, this is a wonderful opportunity. And today is the best price and the best, I would say, the best offer. Yeah. And remember, once they're gone, they're gone. So it's 1 hour and a half since the launch. And I would say 1/3 of the brushes is almost gone. So make sure to grab yours. In the meantime, I started to add more details to the leaves. You see that number 6 is also perfect for the tiniest details. So you see I'm able to create even really fine lines. You see that? Really thin hair lines with the number 6 as well. That's why the travel brushes are super versatile. I'm gonna answer a few questions here. Yolan is asking, do you need to pay the Travel Academy at once, or it is possible to pay in 3 times or so? Yolan, great question. So there is one payment only for the Travel Sketching Academy because it is on sale now. Usually with full price, you can pay in 2 times, but I want to warn you that the split payment is a little bit more expensive than a single payment. So the best price is when you purchase in one payment. And again, today and for the next 24 hours only, it's going to be with a 20% discount. So it's the best price you will ever get on Travel Sketching Academy. And again, it's a brand new course filled with tips, tutorials, exercises on how to bring your sketches to life, no matter if you want to do travel sketching or just establish a consistent sketching routine. Excuse me. In the meantime, I'm gonna mix a brown color. I'm gonna drink some water, sorry. I'm talking a lot today, so at a certain point, my voice is getting tired, but let's move on. So I have the brown. I mixed some burnt sienna with the green I already had on my palette. And I'm going to use this color for the tip of the bundle. And this is also the color we're going to use to paint these little hair edges. But I will also start to add this color to the little tips. Actually, for the tips, I think I will use the brush number 2. I'm going to be more comfortable with a smaller brush now. So if you look at the reference, you see there are these dry tips, and I think they add lots of interest to the banana bundle, and I'm going to add them with my number 2 brush. So number 2 is the smallest brush in the set, and it's perfect for all of you guys who love intricate details, small details, and it's also perfect for like textures such as grass or fur on the animals, or every time you want to add small details, just like here you see I can add these tiny tips of bananas in a matter of seconds really easily without worrying to make them look too big, because the important thing at this stage of the painting is that we want to add the final details, not to ruin everything. So this is the moment where we need to be a little bit more careful, and this is where a small brush comes in really handy. Before I started to do travel sketching that much, I was creating more of these artworks, like the one you see on the box, by the way. So this one is probably a mix of a sketchy style. So you see these big washes are created using big brushes, and then for the tiniest details, like the details on this chameleon, I used a smaller brush. So a tiny brush like number 2 is perfect for these details, because you see there are these tiny circles. This is what the texture of the chameleon is composed of, and you cannot make them with these big brushes. Basically, it's going to be really hard. So the brush number 2 is the one you need for making these small details, and even these tiny hairlines, all of that. And this is also the brush I used to create this koala inside. I'm gonna show you. So I hope you see. I'm gonna make sure it's visible. I'm gonna zoom in to make sure you see. Actually, for the koala, you see the little hair texture on the head, on the hands. All of that is created using a tiny brush like this, number 2. Also, I used a similar brush to outline these nails, to outline the leaves, to outline the details on these butterflies. So this artwork is a perfect example of how important it is to have brushes of different sizes and of different types. For example, for this blooming background, so for this background created the wet and wet technique, a mop brush number 14. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. This brush is perfect because to obtain this strong blooming, you need to have a nice and wet background in a short amount of time, because you need to work quickly with the wet and wet to obtain the blooming. And then for the details, you need a completely opposite brush. So number 2 is what you need for the tiniest details on the koala, on the tree. You see here the texture of the tree, on these little butterflies and moths. And I have to tell that for this painting, I added some final details using gouache, using white or yellow gouache. For example, for the nails, I added them using a little bit of gouache. So this brush will work for these things as well. So this was a little side note about the box. I really like the paintings I used for the box. These are one of my favorite paintings, and I think they complement the box really nicely. So in the meantime, what we were doing, we were adding the final details. Also, don't forget the live session will end in about 15 minutes. So guys, last chance to grab your set with a special price. Remember, today's best price is $73 instead of $77. It's different in euros, so I'm telling you the price in dollars. And your bonus today is a 5% discount, additional discount. by applying the code Natura5. And remember, these are limited edition, so once they're gone, they're gone. And don't think twice again. I've been using them for months now, and if you are like me, if you are inspired by nature, if you like sketching, if you like travel sketching, or even if you like to create big, more expressive artworks, I would say this is a very versatile set. So I would say there is no one brush that is useless here. So every single brush, you will be absolutely using them. And this set gives a lot of flexibility in terms of the subjects you can paint using these brushes. And again, it's a perfect studio work companion, but also travel companion. And finally, let's add these tiny tips. So I'm gonna use the number 2 brush, and I'm gonna show you what kind of thin lines you can create using this brush. So really like hair lines. And you could potentially try creating them using a different like a bigger brush, but it's just more handy to make it with this number 2 brush. And I'm also going to use this brush for the final outlines, like final details, like this leaf here, and some details on the leaves as well, using this dark green color. And finally, I think I'm going to use the same brush and an even darker color. I'm going to create this stem. I'm going to make it look longer. There you go. And I'm gonna work on the outline a little bit more and add darker details to the tips. So I'm gonna use some sepia for this. So it's gonna be the darkest color we are using today. Sepia is a dark brown color. If you want to join Travel Sketching Academy, you're going to see, I'm going to show you my exact colors I'm using for everything, for all the travel sketches, for everything basically. And this is where I'm going to show you the perfect color combinations for different things. So for skin tones, different greens. So today we're using really kind of basic greens that are easy to mix. But sometimes you need a more complex greens. For example, if you paint a forest or things like this, I show you how to create different greens, and not only greens, basically how to mix colors in general. So I'm going to introduce you to the color theory behind. So the course is not only a practical, it's not only practice, but in the first module, so the course is structured in 6 modules. In the course, we also speak about some basics a little bit. So such basics as we were saying today, contrast, different types of contrast, light and shadow, color mixing, a little bit of color theory, so that you have a base to work with. So especially if you are beginner intermediate, but even if you're advanced, there is no entry level required to participate, to get the course. And with the brush set, if you already grabbed your brush set, you are all set for the supplies. So in the course, we are focusing on watercolor painting. This brush set is going to be the only brush set you need, not only for the course, but for your creative journey in general. And in the course, we focus on watercolor painting, but also on some graphic materials. So I'm going to show you how to use markers, how to use colored pencils, how to use graphite pencils, how to use soft materials such as sepia, for example. So these are not mandatory, but I'm going to show you some exercises on how to use use these materials to establish your sketching practice and become quicker. Because lots of the times people struggle with quick results. So oftentimes I hear people saying, I need like 3 hours to make a sketch. I don't have 3 hours every single day. So they quit. So my goal is just to show you that you don't have to have 3 hours. If you have 15 minutes, actually some exercises are as short as 1 minute. 1 minute sketch is absolutely possible. And again, paired with the Craftamo brush set, this is going to be a huge boost of inspiration, motivation for you to continue your journey or even to start your creative journey, because I see there are lots of beginners here in this session. And I want to say you are in the right place. So both for the brushes and for the course, there is no minimal level requirement. But the thing I want to mention though, if you are starting out, this is what I want to mention. It's really good to start with good art supplies from the start, because one of the problems I see beginners face, is that they start their journey with the wrong supplies. They buy bad brushes, they buy poor paper, they buy like children grade watercolor, and then they see that things don't really work the way they wanted. So that's why investing into one nice set of brushes is vital for your whole creative journey. So as investing in one solid watercolor set and some paper. And by investing, I want to say that watercolor is actually a very affordable medium compared to oil or compared to lots of other mediums. I would say watercolor is one of the most affordable ones, and also one of the most the ones that give you more flexibility, because watercolor, again, you can create big artworks, you can create small sketches, and watercolor is something that does not require a big studio space, for example. Or if you have small kids or pets, you don't have to worry about solvents or chemicals that you maybe need for oils. With watercolor, it's really easy. It's just water and color, and all you need is just one brush set, one set of watercolor, and some paper, and you are good to go for basically for years. Because with paper, maybe you need to buy paper from time to time, but with brushes and with colors, honestly, you invest once and then you can use them for months, if not years. I'm using my watercolors for years. So guys, our sketch is ready. While I was speaking, you see I've added some final touches with my brush number 2. Our sketch is now ready. You saw in action how to use all the brushes from the set. I'm going to remind you what brushes are inside, and I'm just going to remind you once again, please, if you want to grab your set, do it right now, because there are 10 minutes before we finish this session. So grab your coupon code that is available only for live participants. That will give you 5% additional discount. So make sure to apply it at checkout. It's Natura5. The link to purchase the set is pinned here in the on top of the chat, so you can easily find it there. So if you were thinking about the brush set, now you know exactly what's inside. So I'm going to make a quick recap. You have 8 brushes. This set is perfect both for studio work and for outdoor adventures, so travel sketching. This set is perfect for watercolor, but not only. So if you want to paint with gouache, with ink, with acrylics, mixed media, you can totally do so. And let me tell you once again what are the brushes. So number 14, mop brush. This is what we used for covering the background with water and painting the background in this expressive manner. Then continuing with the round brushes, we have number 12, number 8, number 4, and number 2. These are round brushes with a pointy tip, medium hardness, I would say. So this one is soft, these are a little bit harder. Super versatile for any kind of needs. We have one flat brush. I remind you, it's 1/2 inch brush that you can use for filling the backgrounds, creating these textures like we did on the leaves, both with the body of the brush and with the side of the brush. This also is a perfect brush for architecture, for landscapes. So for example, if you paint the sea or water, if you paint the sky, this is a really good brush. And for textures as well. And finally, the gem of this set are these 2 travel brushes. So this is something you rarely find in watercolor sets, I promise. I've been, I was dreaming about having such a versatile set for years, combining both brushes for studio work and travel brushes, and I could not find it, so I basically created my own thanks to Craftamo. And this set features 2 travel brushes, so number 10 and number 6. So these are perfect for all of your travel sketches. Number 10 is bigger, so it's perfect for backgrounds, and initially this is usually what I use as a first layer when I just start to paint, and then number 6 is perfect for the fine details. So even though it's not as small as number 2, it still allows you to create small details with thanks to the pointy tip. So I'm gonna show you the brushes here once again all together. There you go. I also picked the color of the handle, the color, the ferrule. Everything was carefully selected, designed, and crafted by me, and thanks to Craftamo. Again, you're not getting only the brushes, but you are getting the beautiful box that goes with it. It's a really nice magnetic opening box. Really beautiful. Inside you are getting a card with this frangipani flower I showed you already, and a tutorial of how to paint this frangipani flower. So it's a free tutorial. So basically, when you purchase the set, you are getting a free tutorial and can start to apply your skills and practice with your watercolor set immediately with a free bonus tutorial that you will find on the back side of the card. So just by scanning the card. This is what you get. And again, I'm going to show you how the inside of the box looks like. It's really pretty. You see this, this is my illustration of koala, one of my favorite ones. I am actually so, I like this illustration. And this is a perfect, I would say, way of showing you the versatility of this set. So you can work with the wet and wet technique, you can work with the tiniest details, and again, this set has you covered. Also, this is how the front cover looks like. This is also a great example of what you can create using this set. So big brushes for these more expressive leaves, and smaller brushes for the fine details. And then again, want to emphasize once again the 2 travel brushes that are a very unique feature of this set. So I think this is time to go, guys. 5 last minutes for making your purchase. This is the end. I am going to switch to my face now, and check your comments real quick before we go. Remember that the replay of this session will be available for the next 48 hours only, and that the brush sets price is going to rise really soon. So if you want to grab yours, do it right now. You have 5 minutes to get them using the coupon code only live participants are getting. So it's a 5% discount using the code Natura5. Here's my face. And yeah, thanks to everyone who already purchased their set. Honestly, I am so thankful for such a warm welcome of these brushes, and I'm thanking Craftamo for their hard work during these months, and thanks for assisting me during this live session. Your help was really precious. If you have any last minute questions, please let me know. This is the final painting we created today. Remember that these are the last minutes to get this set with a special price and a special discount. So hurry up if you want to secure the best deal. Now you know exactly what's inside. You saw all the 8 brushes in action. And if you still have any more questions, just make sure to put them right now in the chat, and I will be answering them real soon. Beata is asking, I got it, but I have a question. Where is the delivery coming from? Meaning from which country? So I think Daniel from Craftamo is replying. Perfect. Pilnin says, thank you, Anastasia, and have a marvelous journey. Thank you so much. Same for you. 4 minutes left, 94 sets gone, only a few minutes left. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So a third of the sets is officially sold out, and these are 2 hours from the start, from the beginning of the sale. So honestly, guys, these sets are going to sold out in the next days, I think, or as Daniel says, next 24 hours maybe. So if you want to make sure to grab yours, don't forget to do it right now if you want the best price. And finally, last announcement before we go, if you want to pair this set and try and start to apply this set on practice, start to use it, I highly recommend Travel Sketching Academy. This is where you will learn how to use this set even better in its full potential. And this is where I teach you everything I know about travel sketching. So this course is for all skill levels. It's focused on quick, realistic sketches, both with watercolor and other different graphic materials. It's perfect for beginners, intermediates, and advanced students. And it's perfect for those of you who maybe travel a lot or want to travel more and sketch during your travel journeys, or even if you want to document your daily life or just simply paint. Because basically, as I said, you will learn to paint a variety of different subjects in the course, such as botanicals, animals, landscapes, portraits, architecture, and more. And during the course, I use the Craftamo set. So if you got the set, this is the only set you will need for the course. You don't need to invest in any other art supplies. Emily Young says, she says she got both the Travel Sketching Academy and the course. Perfect. So excited. Last questions. SCD White, sorry if I'm pronouncing it correctly, saying thank you, I purchased the set. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for your support and good luck with your creative journey. I'm so excited. I hope it's going to be a new beginning or continuation of your amazing journey. Margaret, I just bought but not sure it was successful. Daniel, could you please, from Craftamo, could you please check if Margaret made her purchase successfully? Let me know. Jean Smith says, can't wait to paint with my new brushes. How can I download the PDF? Thank you all. Yes, for the PDF, this is the time for the free bonus. So the gift from me, the Banana Bundle PDF version of the tutorial. So I'm going to switch to my screen and I will show you how to download it. There you go, screen face. I'm going to show it to you, present, there you go. So thanks for being here. Again, remember the deal. Remember the special offer, the today's offer. You have 2 minutes to get it. So special price plus 5% discount with this code Natura5. This is the link that is pinned here. And finally, as a special thank you from me, this is the link to download your free Banana Bundle tutorial. So please make sure to enter all the letters in your browser. And you can make a screenshot of this right now if you want to enter these in the next minutes, or you can just go right away, right now in your browser, on any browser you're using, and make sure to type all of this inside. So https I know it's a little bit long, but the link is not too lengthy. So it's my website /banana bundle tutorial, and you will be able to download it there. So there's a button you need to click on and the tutorial will be downloaded on your device automatically. Please make sure to do it right now. So I want to warn you that this is a bonus only for the live participants. So it's not available for those who are watching the replay. That's why, because it's time sensitive, make sure to download it right now. Or make a screenshot and download it in the next hour or two. I would say I will leave this link active for the next 2 hours, let's say, so that you don't have to rush right now, and you will be able to download the tutorial. And finally, if you want again the set, so the brushes set, please make sure to do it right now, because the special price is going to disappear in 2 minutes. So if you want to secure the best deal, if you want to get the brush set I showed you today, make sure to do it now. And I'm going to switch to my face again to say bye. Thank you for everyone who joined the live session. Again, the replay will be available for the next 48 hours. Annie is saying, thank you so very much, Anastasia. I'm in Alaska and started your Travel Sketching Academy last week. Oh my God, I love it. And it's just the inspiration I need. I can't wait for my brushes to arrive. Thank you so much, Annie. This feedback warms my heart, and I am so glad that you're enjoying the course. And now the brush set will arrive, so it's going to be your perfect companion. And please share your sketches with me, post them on Instagram, tag me. I would love to see your works. Use the hashtag we provided on the box. So for those who purchased the set, remember about the hashtag that is here on the back cover. This is how we can track your artworks, me and Craftamo, and repost them periodically. Ina is saying, if you used PayPal as payment, did you hit the buy now button after the PayPal login popped up? I missed this step at first. So if you have any questions with the purchase, make sure to reach out to Craftamo or to myself. If you want to reach me, if you have any questions for me, I'm going to show you how you can find me. So on social media, of course, my handle is natura.illustrata on Instagram, and same thing but without the dot on Facebook. And finally, my email is, I'm going to show it to you now. This is my email, info@anastasia, pay attention, morozova.com. This is how you can reach out to me if you have any questions about the brushes, about the Travel Sketching Academy, if you are considering to join. And remember, last chance to grab the set with a special price and a 5% discount code. Make sure to do it right now. We are finishing in 2 minutes, so Natura 5, and you have the link pinned here. That said, I'm going to switch to my face to say the final goodbyes. I'm gonna see if there are any last-minute questions. Craftamo says, "Thank you, Anastasia, for a wonderful masterclass. Really enjoyed that." Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone who joined, and thank you for getting your sets. Thank you for your purchases, and I hope you will enjoy your creative journey even more with this set. I think it's going to be a wonderful beginning of this new journey. So thanks so much. Thanks, Susan. Oana is here. Says, "Don't work on my website." Let me know what you mean, Oana. If you are referring to the brushes, let me know. And then if something didn't work, again, please reach out to me or to Craftamo and we will assist you. So guys, thanks so much. Make sure to rewatch this masterclass if you want in the next 48 hours. And I will see you next time, hope so. So if you want, you can stay in touch with me on social media, and I hope this is going to be just the beginning of our journey together. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Bye.